So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So I hope you are aware that every Sunday at 8 p.m. We come up with the GK and current affairs. It's a revision series for those who are attempting AMU, Jamia, MHCET entrance examination. So if I'm audible and visible, please write yes in the comments so that we can begin our classes. Am I audible, visible? Is everything fine? If yes, then please write yes in the comments. Am I audible? Okay, so let us begin with the class. Before that, I am showing you the playlist of the previous classes. Okay, so just go to our playlist, go to this, है ना, यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, इसमें जाना और view full playlist पे click करना, you will get previous videos. We have done 2 classes on history, 2 classes on geography, etc. That would be very, very beneficial. I have done previous year questions of Jamia, MHCET, etc. So that you will get an idea of how which type of questions are asked. Okay, so this session happens every Sunday at 8 p.m. Okay, so let us begin with the previous year questions. So I'll discuss previous year questions and things around it so that most of the things should be covered. Who with the following Supreme Court judge after the retirement became the Vice President of India? Justice Fazal Ali, Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah, Justice H.R. Khanna, Justice M.C. Chagla. What is the right answer? What is the right answer? Anyone? So actually, he was a former CJI. He retired as the Chief Justice of India. Then he became the Vice President of India. And when he was the Vice President of India, he actually officiated. Like, for example, if a president dies, then a vice president starts working as an acting president. Hai na? So he had worked as acting president also. So he had these 3 important positions, and that is why it is very, very important. Yes, Priyanshi Goel, you are right. Option B, Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah is the right answer to this question. So B is the right answer. And he was the 11th Chief Justice of India, later became Vice President of India after the retirement, 6th Vice President. And when he was actually the Vice President, he acted as acting President also. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing. When Gyani Sahib Singh, the President, has gone for medical treatment, and he was acted as acting President also. So this is very, very important because this is something unique thing that has happened. So this you should be knowing. B is the right answer to this question. The next is, which of the following is going to be the first woman CJI in the year 2027? Justice Bila Trivedi, Justice B.V. Nagaratna, Justice Fatima Bibi, Justice Leela Seth. What is the right answer to this question? Everyone should be answering it because these are very important basic questions you all should be knowing, or at least you all should try. Yes, Priyanshi Goel, you are right. Justice B.V. Nagaratna is going to be the first woman Chief Justice of India. Why is option C famous? Why is Justice Fatma Bibi so famous? She has also some distinction, in, like you can say, in the GK section. And why is Leela Seth famous? Justice Leela Seth, Judge of Supreme Court. Yes, Priyanshi Goel, you are right. So first female Supreme Court judge was Justice Fatma Bibi. She died last year. I think last year in November. And why is Justice Leela Seth so famous? Again, she has some it's important for GK perspective. First female Chief Justice of a High Court. सब पूछा था कभी कभी, ठीक है? I think हिमाचल हाई कोर्ट की थी. So किसी भी हाई कोर्ट की first time we have seen a female Chief Justice, and that was Justice Leela Seth. Her son is Vikram Seth, and I think he's a author. आपने नाम सुना होगा, I'm sure you must have heard. ठीक है? So these are the basic facts about the important positions, and so you should know. Justice B.V. Nagaratna, she is she'll become the CGI in 2027 if the seniority rule is followed, and if she is alive by that time, then she will be the first CGI. Okay. She will be the first woman CGI. Justice Fatma Bibi jo the, she was actually the CGI from 1980, from first Supreme Court judge. Sorry, from 6 October 1989 to 29th April 1992. Okay. And Justice Leela Seth in 1991 became the first female Chief Justice of a High Court. Okay. First woman judge of Delhi High Court, and first woman Chief Justice of any High Court, and that is Himachal High Court in 1991. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing about. Okay. Yes. Let's move on. Yes. Good evening, Dharini. Welcome to the class. There is the next question, which is the oldest code of law in India? This is also a previous year question, and I hope you all can answer. Manusmriti, Code of Napoleon, Code of Cornwallis, none of the above. Codified laws. ओल्डेस्ट में से पूछ रहा, देखो कॉर्नवालिस तो अभी का 1790s 1793 परमानेंट सेटलमेंट एक्ट 1790s के आसपास का है. मनुस्मृति इज टू ओल्ड, लाइक आई थिंक 1st to 3rd century AD के आसपास है ना. So the right answer is A. This was asked in exam, you should know it. Napoleon is not from India. I was asking from India, so of course the right answer is A. ब्रिटिश के रूल में हो सकता है प्रियांशी, but I am asking oldest code of law in India. ठीक है. So the answer would be A. Because of course it is one of the oldest legal texts and a constitution among the Dharma Shastra and all, dated 1 to 3rd century AD. वेदास को जनरली ना कोड ऑफ लॉ नहीं माना होता है. कोड ऑफ लॉ जनरली ये सब बुक होता है, वो थोड़ा रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट के सेंस में. ये कोड ऑफ लॉ है, इसमें पनिशमेंट, जैसे पनिशमेंट में क्या पनिशमेंट वगैरह मेंशन है. If you do this, this will be punishment. If you do this will be a punishment. That's called as code of law. ठीक है. And the other Vedas, these are primarily religious book. हालांकि हो सकता है मे बी उसमें भी थोड़ा बहुत हो, बट जनरली कोड ऑफ लॉ जो है वो these types of book, जैसे मनुस्मृति हो गया, एक आपने सुना होगा हम्मुरापी कोड, इस तरह सुना होगा है ना. So these are in ancient Greek and all. ठीक है. So थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है, but I hope you will understand it. So that is what specifically code of law जब भी बात होती है ना, तो मनुस्मृति ही की तरफ इशारा किया जाता है. ठीक है. So that is what you should know. Okay. So that is the idea. The next is, under which article of the Constitution the President has power to promulgate an ordinance? What is ordinance? हाँ, जैसे IPC होता था या BNS होता है, वो code of law type something. Yes, actually go right. What is ordinance? When actually when either of the two houses or both the houses are in recess. है ना, इन दोनों से कोई भी एक हाउस नहीं काम कर रहा है, दोनों. हाँ, then of course actually the president can promulgate an ordinance, and at the state level the governor can promulgate an ordinance generally on the advice of the council of ministers. So what is the right answer? Is a pucha why these things were asked. Yes, Dharini and Priyanshi, go ahead. You both are writing 123. So this is the president can promulgate ordinance under 123. And if I'm asking, what about if the governor can promulgate ordinance? Under which article? Under which article? Which article do we remember? Dharini, देखो actually मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, इसीलिए मैं previous year question करा रहा हूँ. जैसे ये सब question है ना, जामिया में पूछा हुआ है. So कुछ prominent articles होते हैं which comes in the previous year question again and again. So जो मैं करवा रहा हूँ उसको करोगे, I think that would be enough. ठीक है. So that will cover. So the right answer is very simple, 213. And now it is very easy to remember. So if we talk about president ordinance promulgation, 123. I से बस कुछ नहीं करना, 1 और 2 को exchange कर लेना. So this is for governor. कितना आसान है. ठीक है. So that is how you can remember it. It is not very difficult. It's fairly easy to remember now. ठीक है, अभी याद रहेगा, आप भूलिएगा नहीं. Okay. Yes. जैसे मैं बता दूं, 124 बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एलिजिबिलिटी ऑफ अ सुप्रीम कोर्ट जज, सारे अपॉइंटमेंट, रिमूवल ऑफ जज सब 124 में आता है. पहले जैसे हाई कोर्ट के लिए 216 217 होता है, 217 स्पेसिफिकली, राइट. सो दैट इज हाउ द फेमस प्रोमिनेंट आर्टिकल्स यू शुड बी नोइंग, है ना. दिस 123 टॉक्स अबाउट promulgation of ordinance by the president during recess of the parliament. Recess means either of the two house or both houses are not working, at that time ordinance can be passed. Why? Even if one house is not working, why? Because you need both the houses to pass a law. ठीक है, तो अगर दोनों से कोई भी एक लॉ नहीं पास चल रहा होगा तो आप लॉ एक्चुअली पास कर सकते हो ऑर्डिनेंस के थ्रू. बट प्लीज बी अवेयर, दिस ऑर्डिनेंस इज इक्विवेलेंट टू अ ऑर्डिनरी लॉ. It means the president cannot do constitutional amendment. उस दौरान constitutional amendment नहीं कर सकते ordinance के through. Be careful. This is only talking about simple law, which is passed through simple majority. Okay, so that is what you should know. है ना? तो अच्छा एक चीज भी आपको पता होगा, I hope you are aware. अगर मैं कहूँ कि maximum length कितना होता है, maximum time period. हाँ, many times ordinance is passed. Many times, Narendra. What is the maximum time period of ordinance? Ordinance is, it is a law which is made by the president, which is equivalent to a law made by the parliament when the parliament is in recess. So maximum time period is 6 months, 6 weeks. ये होता है. Now you'll be thinking how? Because the maximum gap according to the constitution between the two session can be 6 months. ठीक है, 6 महीने से ज्यादा का गैप नहीं हो सकता है. And once either of the two houses sit within the 6 weeks, they are supposed to pass this ordinance. Otherwise, the ordinance will lapse. ये रूल होता है. तो अगर मैक्सिमम रिकॉर्ड अगर करना भी है तो 6 months 6 weeks से ज्यादा लंबा नहीं हो सकता है कोई ऑर्डिनेंस, unless until you re-promulgate. होता क्या है कि एक बार हो गया, लैप्स करके दोबारा promulgate कर दिया. That's a different matter. But if the question is asked कि what is the maximum time period of ordinance, then the answer is 6 months plus 6 weeks, so 6 months 6 weeks. Because the maximum gap between the two session can be at max 6 months. That is what the constitution says. And once it is either of the two session, let's say a Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha session starts, you have to pass the bill in 6 weeks. ठीक है, maximum. तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Fine. Let's move on to the next one. This is also a question asked. 0 hour is a time in the Indian Parliament where members can raise important issues without prior notice. Prior notice means they have to write a notice to the speaker or the chairman or the secretary general concerned that I want to ask question. But यहाँ पे बिना notice issue किए भी you can ask questions, and it takes place after question hour. And before the agenda is taken up for the day, it starts at what time? 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 1 p.m. And I'll tell you, answer is actually in the question. I've given you a hint. पहले क्वेश्चन आवर होता है, उसमें पहले से आपको लिखना होता है, जब आप स्टार्ट क्वेश्चन जो भी देते हो, यू हैव टू प्रायर इन्फॉर्म. बट 0 आवर में क्या होता है, इवन विदाउट आस्किंग, विदाउट प्रायर इन्फॉर्मिंग द क्वेश्चन, यू कैन आंसर. यस धारिणी एंड प्रिंसी गोयल, 0 आवर इज 12 p.m. So the name itself says, I hope you are aware, जैसे 12 बजता है नया दिन शुरू हो जाता है, मतलब दोपहर शुरू होती है ना. So that is what the concept was. So 0 hour is 12 p.m. ठीक है. So this you should be knowing it. B is the right answer to this question. Question number I think 10 या 11 बजे होता है, ठीक है, 10 11 के around, and after that we are having 0 hour, है ना. नून पे स्टार्ट होता है. So can raise issue of urgent public importance. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing. The next is which article of the Constitution talks about minorities? This type of questions are asked in AMU, Jamia. इसे मैं देखा हूँ मैंने खास के, they are asked because these are minority. AMU तो minority institution नहीं, but Jamia में or let's say any minority college जैसे Saint Stephen College है, so they can ask. Like I'm just giving an idea that there is more chances that they can ask questions. Which article talks about that? Yes, Priyanshi Goel, I have got only one right answer. What about others? Everyone should try. So the right answer is Article 30 talks about it. So if there is 29, 30, both are written, the answer is 30 because Article 29 covers minorities as well as non-minorities as well. This has been expanded by the Supreme Court. So the answer is 30. Yes, B is the right answer. Okay. Which types of minorities are defined under the Constitution? Religious, linguistic, religious and linguistic, religious and caste. So if you read Article 30, it clearly says. Yes, Dharini and Priyanshi Goel both are right. Religious and linguistic. ठीक है. So आप देखोगे rights of minorities to administer and establish educational institution of their choice, and like Jamia is there. So all minorities, whether based on religion, language, and Jamia has St. Stephen hai. I think there are Sikh colleges also. I'm not able to recall. So yes, there are colleges and or universities. So religious or linguistic basis पे minorities can be defined first. Now some people were saying Article 29. So let me clarify. Article 29 headline of the 29 or the ये वाला चीज पढ़ोगे when you read about this this talks about, this uses the word minorities in Article 29 also. But the statement, when you read the statement, it says all citizens have the right to protect their distinct language and culture. And that is why the Supreme Court has clarified that this is not only for minorities, but for everyone. Okay? So if the option says, which of the following article talks about minorities and Article 29 is mentioned, so you should cut it in ideally, because if the Article 30 is clearly mentioned, then you should go for that. Because technically Article 29 is not limited for minorities. It has been clarified by the Supreme Court. But agar nahi hoga, if it is not given in the option, then that's a different matter. But if 30 is given, go for 30. Okay? That is why I have given these two options. मैंने जानबूझ के ये दोनों option दिया था. Okay, I think it's clear, hopefully. Okay, let's move on. Right to equality covers which article? And please tell me how many fundamental rights are there in India? Fundamental rights are there in India? Yes, Priyanshi, Goel, Dharini, you both are right. Article 14 to 18 talks about right to equality and 6 fundamental rights. Yes, Dharini and Priyanshi, Goel both are right. So these are 6 fundamental rights. जो आपके सामने है. So the first one is right to equality, then right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, culture and educational rights, and right against constitutional remedies. ठीक है? So right to equality 14 to 18 ये पूछा हुआ है. This was asked in the exam, and that is why I'm repeating it. Right to freedom 19 to 22 इसी में आता है. 19 is freedom of speech and expression, 21 is right to life, everything. Right against exploitation 23 and 24. Right to freedom, so इसी में right to freedom of religion etc. 25 to 28. Culture and education right 29 and 30 है ना, अभी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया. And right to constitutional remedies 32 to 35, specifically 32. Now out of these I have some question. First, there was another fundamental right. Actually, there were originally 7 fundamental rights. One has been removed. So what is that one that were removed, and which amendment removed it? एक सातवां भी हुआ करता था. What was that 7th one? इसको remove कर दिया गया. Originally we had 7 fundamental rights, but one was later on removed. Yes, Priyanshi, very good. Dharini, you're right. Right to property was there. Yes, Shania Singh, you're also right. Right to property. And that was removed by 44th Constitutional Amendment 1978. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing. Okay. So remove kar diyege. Isme alag history hai. We are not going in that detail, but have a rough idea about it. Now, one more question I want to ask is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar said that out of these articles which is showing on the screen, it said that dash is heart and soul of the Constitution. So what is dash here? Which article he is talking about? And this is mentioned on the screen. आपके सामने नजर आ रहा है वो वाली article. Just you have to write which article. Which article? Article number बताना है. Rates वाला कौन सा article है धारिणी? You are right, ऐसे by the way. Right to constitutional remedies. Yes, Shania Singh, Dharini, you both right. इसमें जो main है वो यही है. Article 32 and right to constitutional remedy. So the answer is 32. अच्छा, let me write with white pen. No, 32. ठीक है? Because सब उसी का gist है. Yes, Priyanshi Goel, you are also right. Because if you do not have right 32, if you do not have 32, there is no meaning of the other 5. Because these are protected only by the Article 32. है ना? जैसे मान लो ऐसे समझो. ठीक है? ये आपने कार खरीदा. ठीक है? कार में सब कुछ गाड़ी उड़ी सब है, लेकिन चाबी लगाने का नहीं, कोई भी आके खोल के गाड़ी दे जा सकता है. So does it make sense? There is no key or there is no concept of key. Anyone can come and steal. So the entire concept of a car is gone. because you will not buy the car. कोई नहीं खरीदेगा गाड़ी, गाड़ी लेगा कोई भी चोरी करके ले जाएगा, है ना? So that's the main thing about it. Otherwise, if it is removed, then there is no meaning of that, है ना? So that is the same thing is there. 32. If Article 32 is not there, then what is the meaning of fundamental right? No one is going to protect. So if this is violated, this Article 32 comes and protects. That is the Supreme Court, है ना? With the help of writs, है ना? So I hope you are aware of that. I'm not explaining here because that is should be taught in paid classes, but I have given you a rough idea, है ना? So ये है. So please read it and दो चार बार पढ़ लेना because there are a lot of questions which are asked from here. Now this we had discussed also, who can impose reasonable restrictions on free speech. This we had discussed few days back also. I had a class offensive committee करके, है ना? Recently we have seen some controversy regarding it. So we had talked about Article 19, Clause 2, talking about reasonable restrictions on freedom of speech. So who can impose that reasonable restriction? Supreme Court, Parliament, Prime Minister, President. What is the right answer? नहीं धरनी अभी तो नहीं है. I'm not sure about the future. So if you are interested, you can call in this number. Otherwise, you can watch my Sunday classes 8 p.m. ठीक है? I will try to cover at least the MCQs and all. ठीक है? Who can impose reasonable restrictions on free speech? मैंने बताया ये. I still remember when I was teaching this. ये वाले क्लास में, this class देखो, अगर आपने नहीं देखा लाइव सेक्शन में जाना, ये वाला offensive comedy phrase is equal to free speech. Because recently we have seen some controversy, so there are chances that they can ask again. Article 19 talks about free speech, 19(1)(a), and Article 19 Clause 2 talks about reasonable restrictions. देखो, ये मैंने बताया था. The right to freedom of speech and expression. The reasonable restrictions are no far as such law imposes. हाँ, nothing in subclause 1, मतलब nothing in this, nothing in the above article stops the state. यहाँ पर state का मतलब government सब कुछ आ जाता है, government, parliament, state legislature सब आ जाता है. Protect from making any such law which imposes reasonable restriction. तो law कौन बनाएगा? मैंने बताया भी था, BNS के सारे sections बताए थे इस क्लास में. I discussed. Who will make the law? Think like that. कि reasonable restriction law बना के रोका जाएगा, है ना? Just like we have made BNS, ठीक है? And there are obscenity laws. तो laws कौन बनाता है? Parliament बनाएगी, of course. So the answer, the most appropriate is B. देखो, आप ऐसे घुमा फिरा के खींचतान के कहोगे तो A भी हो सकता है, because you can give the logic, sir. 141 law made by the Supreme Court shall be binding on all courts within the territory of India. So Supreme Court can also make laws. It is true that Supreme Court can make laws, but this is not the job of the Supreme Court. ठीक है, पहले याद रखिएगा. The job of the Parliament is to make laws, but in certain circumstances, when the law has not been made, the Supreme Court can come, take an initiative and make law by passing an order. ठीक है? But technically, both Parliament and Supreme Court is there. You have to be careful. The answer is B. ठीक है? इसलिए मैं बता रहा हूँ because तरह के options आते हैं, मैंने देखा है. That is why I have given this type of option. That some options are near confusing and all, because main job of judiciary is not to make laws. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Although under 141 it has power to make laws. The judgment of Supreme Court is equivalent to the law of the land. But still, when the word Parliament is given, you have to go for that. ठीक है? तो ऐसे सोचना है, एनालाइज करना है. These are not very difficult questions, very easy. Just analyze it. आपको अंडरस्टैंड करना होना चाहिए कि लेजिस्लेचर का क्या काम है, एग्जीक्यूटिव का क्या काम है, जुडिशरी का क्या काम है. ये दोनों एग्जीक्यूटिव में आते हैं. So they are primarily concerned about implementation of the law. Although the president also makes some laws. जैसे president has power to make ordinance, which is equivalent to a law. ठीक है? तो president तो executive का part हो गया. President is a part of a parliament also under Article 79. I hope you are aware. Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, and president. तो पहली बात तो there is no watertight separation of power. You have to understand this. ठीक है? थोड़ा बहुत सबको एक दूसरे का काम करते हैं. ठीक है? But you have to reach to the most perfect appropriate answer. ठीक है? So that is what you have to think in this way, broadly. है ना? Now, ECI, Election Commission of India, is a dash member body. And very recently, I think 2 days later, 1 or 2 days later, Chief Election Commissioner is going to retire. So how many members are there? And I think it's an easy question. Yes, Dharani and Piyush, you both are right. Chief Election Commissioners plus 2 election commissioners are there. Yes, Priyanshi, Goel, Shania Singh, you are right. So this is Chief Election Commissioners, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, and the 2 election commissioners are Shri Ganesh Kumar and Dr. Sukhbir Singh Sandhu. So these two are election commissioners, and this is the chief election commissioner. So let us see. We'll be having in 2 or 3 days we'll get to know because he'll retire. So new post, new person will come here. Let us see. Okay. The next is which article of the Constitution gives the power to ECI, Election Commission of India, to conduct elections? Means main power. I mean, this is actually a constitutional body which derives its power from which article? 148, 324, 249, 312. What is the right answer? Yes, Dharini, Piyush, Priyanshi, Goel, Shania Singh, you are right. Article 324 B is the right answer to this question. ठीक है. अगर आप देखोगे, it is written superintendence, direction and control of elections to be vested in Election Commission of India. ठीक है. So आप पढ़ सकते हो, you can read and read article 324 clause 1. It will tell you that the power of Election Commission to conduct elections for these types of elections. ठीक है. Now, let's move on to the next one. Which of the following is not conducted by Election Commission of India? Because this type of question was asked, and that is why I'm discussing it. State legislature, vice president, president, municipal corporation. इन चार में से किसका इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया नहीं कंडक्ट कराता है? Think and answer. No need to be in a hurry because you are not in the exam hall, but little bit think and then answer. And I am giving you a hint. I have already given you the answer. I have already shown the answer. मैंने कुछ सेकंड पहले दिखा भी दिया था. Yes. Why are you putting question mark? Be confident. गलत होगा, हो जाएगा. But try to answer. Yes, Dharini and Shania Singh, you both right. Municipal corporation. अब गौर से देखो. Why I'm saying. See it carefully. This is Article 324, Superintendence, Direction, Control of the Conduct of Elections to Parliament. ये क्या हुआ? मैं MPs का जो इलेक्शन होता है, पार्लियामेंट्री इलेक्शन. लेजिस्लेचर, एवरी लेजिस्लेचर यानी MLA और MLC का इलेक्शंस है ना. स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर हो गया, मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली, मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल. इलेक्शंस टू द ऑफिस ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट एंड इलेक्शंस टू द ऑफिस ऑफ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. ठीक है, हो गया. ये चार होता है पावर. ठीक है. बट म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का, लोकल गवर्नमेंट को जो इलेक्शन होता है, म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन या पंचायत का इलेक्शन, दिस इज कंडक्टेड बाय व्हिच बॉडी? व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द बॉडी दैट कंडक्ट्स द इलेक्शन? ECI किसका? ऐसे याद रखना, MP स्टेट सेंट्रल लेवल पे हो गया और स्टेट लेवल पर हो गया MLA एंड MLC क्या कराती है, प्लस प्रेसिडेंट एंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट का. इतना का बस पावर होता है. यस Dharini, वेरी गुड. म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन और पंचायत के लिए देयर इज सेपरेट स्टेट इलेक्शन कमीशन होता है. दिस इज आल्सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी. स्टेट इलेक्शन कमीशन इज देयर इन एवरी स्टेट एंड इट इज डिस्टिंक्ट फ्रॉम इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. दोनों अलग होता है. ठीक है. सो वी हैव 243K and 243ZA for 243K for like पंचायत है ना, और एक जो है म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज के लिए. म्यूनिसिपैलिटी है शहर में, सिटीज में, पंचायत इज इन रूरल एरियाज. I hope it is clear. They got 243K elections to the panchayat. For that we are having state election commissioners, है ना, appointed by governors. ठीक है. Similarly 243K में हो गए पंचायत के लिए, और 243ZA में म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज के मिलेगा. म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज मींस म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस व्हिच इज इन सिटी. बड़े शहरों में म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज होता है ना, मतलब लाइक वार्ड काउंसलर, वार्ड कमिश्नर, मेयर, है ना, और पंचायत वगैरह रूरल एरियाज में होता है. I hope you are aware. So these two are conducted by a state election commission, which is also a constitutional body, but that is a different body as compared to Election Commission of India. Is it clear? It is very important because these are asked in exam. इसलिए इसको याद रखिएगा, स्टार मार्क. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? If not, then please ask right now before I'll move. Clear है? Yes, fine. चलो आगे चला जाए. Yes, let's move on. Who among the following is the ex officio chairman of Council of States? President, Prime Minister, Speaker of Lok Sabha, Vice President. What is the right answer? एक्स ऑफिशियल मतलब क्या होता है? बाय डिफॉल्ट, है ना, बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ. So whosoever holds this post will automatically become the chairman of Council of States. किसको कहते हैं? What is Council of States? What is Council of States? Yes, the right answer is D. Council of States is Rajya Sabha. ठीक है. Vice President. So Article 64 talks about it, है ना? The Vice President of India shall be the ex-officio chairman of the Council of States, or what we call it as Rajya Sabha. So yes, that is very good. Piyush, right? हाँ. अब देखो ये वाला जो रेड वाला होता है, जो ग्रीन वाला है, दिस इज लोकसभा, दिस इज राज्यसभा, है ना. तो यहाँ पे जो बैठते हैं, हाँ, दिस वन, दिस इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ राज्यसभा, who is supposed to be the vice president, and here is actually the speaker of Lok Sabha, who sits in the middle. Yes, Priyanshi, Goyal and Dharini, you both right. Right answer is D. The next is member of Rajya Sabha is elected by elected MLAs, because देखो लोक सभा का डायरेक्ट इलेक्शन होता है. आई होप यू आर अवेयर. तो यहाँ से जो लोग चुन के आते हैं, they are directly elected, like we have seen last year elections happening, है ना. 5 जून 4 जून को रिजल्ट आया था, but they are indirectly elected, है ना. These are directly elected Lok Sabha members. Green carpet Lok Sabha का होता है, red carpet is for Rajya Sabha. So member of Rajya Sabha is elected by whom? Elected MLAs, all MLAs, all MLAs and MLCs, MLAs and Lok Sabha MPs. Who votes? So directly people do not go and vote for Rajya Sabha members. ठीक है. So member of Rajya Sabha is elected by ये भी पूछा हुआ, दिस इज द प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन. और व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज, जिसको कहते हैं इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज ऑफ राज्यसभा इज व्हाट, ऐसे ही पूछ सकते हैं. What is the right answer? So the right answer is elected MLAs. A is the right answer to this question. So elected member of Legislative Assembly, only elected, because sometimes there is a concept of nominated members, although it does not exist now. But you should know elected MLAs generally are actually the one who votes. Okay, and they vote through the, again, we call it as proportional representation through single transferable vote. Why am I highlighting this? Because this was asked in the exam 3-4 years back in CLAT, and they had asked about precedent, that what is the procedure of voting. So the answer was proportional representation through single transferable vote with secret ballot. That was the answer. Okay, that was for President of India. Okay, so similarly we are having actually proportional representation through single transferable vote for Rajya Sabha also. But please check it. As far as I remember, this is not secret ballot, this is open ballot. एक बार आप verify कर लीजिएगा. As far as I remember, it is open ballot. But PRSTV का concept यहाँ भी होता है, proportional representation through single transferable vote. ये होता क्या है, इसको explain करने में I need 5-10 minutes, so I'm skipping it here, but you should know it, the concept PRSTV. Okay. So A is the right answer. Let's move on to the next one. Which of the following schedules mentions 22 languages? 7th schedule, 8th schedule, 9th schedule, 12th schedule. And how many languages were there originally when Constitution was formed? Can anyone tell me what is the right answer? Yes, people writing 8th. Yes, Priyanshi, Dharini, Piyush, you are right. So B is the right answer. 8th language, 8th schedule of the Constitution mentioned originally how many languages? Originally, जब Constitution बना था. Yes, Dharini, you are right. 14 था. So later on, with the process, 8 got added, and now we are having 22. So B is the right answer. ठीक है. So these are Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati. आप देख सकते हो. So originally there were 14. So कौन सा बाद में ऐड किया गया? Sindhi was added later on in 1967. Thereafter, 3 more languages, Konkani, Manipuri, and Nepali were added in 1992, and Bodo, Dogri, Maithili, and Santhali were added in 2004. So that is how you should know. Now we are having these 22 languages. अब कभी की आता है कि which of the following languages not mentioned here? तो जैसे एक बताओ, जैसे इंग्लिश है, इंग्लिश नहीं होगा यहाँ पे, ठीक है, because that is not an Indian language. ठीक है, हो सकता है maybe some people write Arabic, so Arabic is not there, but Urdu is there because Urdu is an Indian language. So now let's ask whether Hindi is there. Of course, an Indian language. Sanskrit is there, Indian language. Sindhi. Now some people will be thinking, sir, Sindhi is from Pakistan. Sindhi is a state in Pakistan. But a lot of Indians are there in India who are actually of Sindhi origin. Okay. Similarly, we have Nepali. Let me see. So you will say, sir, Nepal is from not in India, but still a lot of people in India do speak Nepali. ठीक है, so ये सब पता होना चाहिए. जैसे पंजाबी तो आप बता दोगे, है ना, आसामीज इंडिया में आसाम है तो होगा ही, something like that. Now some more words, just for example, you might be thinking Bhojpuri would be written because it's a very famous language from Bihar, but that is not here. ठीक है, so this आपको पता होना चाहिए. Now good question Dharini. देखो अभी तक मैंने MHCET CLAT इस सब में तो नहीं देखा है, but to be very honest, I have seen some exam asking this question. मैंने एक दो MBA के एग्जाम में देखा था ये क्वेश्चन पूछते हुए अमेंडमेंट्स का, and in higher standard exams like UPSC they do ask sometimes, but जो MHCET वगैरह के स्टैंडर्ड का है I have rarely seen. ठीक है, जैसे MHCET में specifically they can ask about Marathi. So Marathi is a language in 8th schedule. It has been recently added in which language? कौन से कैटेगरी में ऐड किया गया जनवरी में? Can anyone tell me? अभी रिसेंटली लैंग्वेज की कैटेगरी में डाला गया मराठी को जनवरी में. What is that? This must, I'm sure this will be asked in MHCET this year. बताओ. Classical, very good. So हाँ, और इसका जो definition है, what is the definition of classical language? It got changed in October 2024 and a definition, and it was asked in December 2024 in ALET exam, ALET 2025. ALET या SLAT पूछा था, ALET पूछा था as far as I remember. They had asked about definition of classical language. ठीक है कि definition क्या है? So just search on it and you will get the updated definition. So this was the date देखना PIB का. ठीक है, अक्टूबर 2024 में नया डेट दिया गया था. That is what you should know. In fact, today at 3 p.m. I remember 3 p.m. we had a class, January 2nd week class of current affairs. Please watch it, where we have already discussed. ठीक है, so I have discussed these things. पूरा उसका classic definition of classical language and the recent changes. Just today we had the class. Dark blue color का thumbnail होगा, January 2nd week current affairs लिखा होगा. Watch that. ठीक है, so go to the live section of our YouTube channel and you will watch there. The next is which of the following schedule talks about anti-defection law? What is the right answer? Which schedule talks about anti-defection law? Anti-defection law means defection किसको कहते हैं? Defection means, for example, X party gave you ticket. You got the ticket. You fought the election. You became an MP or MLA. And now you go to some other party after getting elected. This is called as defection, which is generally considered as unethical. कि आपको किसी और ने टिकट दिया, आप चले गए किसी और जगह जीतने के बाद. So it is generally considered as unethical. So yes, changing parties midstream. ऐसे तो party कोई भी change कर सकता है, but after getting elected, you should not change party at least for the next 5 years. And before election, of course, you can do. But that is the idea, huh? Yes, Priyanshi got right, huh? The right answer is option A. And Dharini, you are also right. 10th schedule of the Indian Constitution talks about anti-defection law. It was not originally present, later on and added. So कब बाद में ऐड किया गया बताइए? 61st Amendment, 52nd Amendment, 74th Amendment, 93rd Amendment. What is the right answer? And who was the Prime Minister at that time? These are asked in the exam. इसलिए मैं star mark लगा रहा हूँ. Who was the Prime Minister at that time? Yes, Dharini, you are right. 52nd Amendment, which year? Which year? Yes, 52nd Amendment is right. Rajiv Gandhi, yes, 1985. B is the right answer to this question. Anna. So this is important. You should be knowing about it. Okay. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to the channel, press the like button, share this video. Okay. So thank you everyone. Now I'll be meeting you with the same class Sunday next PM, 8 PM. Thank you everyone. Next Sunday, 8 PM. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.